got launch control?
Yeah, it's got launch control.
So I just put my foot down?
If you want to, I've never tried it, but you can.
Yeah! Big, trust me.
What's it like in high boost?
Absolutely rolling, ripping kind of tune. All those who don't know, ready to get to know. Talking about Barcelona.
Right, you two. Absolute legends in the house. We've got Mr. Id, little fist bump, and we've got Keno. I've actually been talking to Keno about the car. Keno's actually bought his mad 640 horsepower EG, which we're going to go through a little bit later on. We've had a little brief chat about it. It's 600 horsepower. You used to have the 1.8 VVT-IL, whatever they call it,
the
in there,
engine in there first, so
which was NA.
Yeah, it was okay. I mean, it did well on track. It was quick enough.
You said eventually it started getting a bit low compression and stuff.
Yeah, it started leaking oil from everywhere. It just wasn't great, to be fair.
You were going to put a K24 in this.
That's right.
We wanted to try and make a track day, and then we thought, you know what, we bought a used K24, didn't really know the conditions, so we thought for the first track day what we'll do is we'll put the K20 and run it in because it was freshly built anyway. Went so well, we thought, screw it, it's not coming out, it's not coming out.
It's too much effort to take it out now anyway, the way the engine's stuffed in there, it's just easier to leave it in.
Now you're going to be using the K24 in a DC2 Integra Type R, but you're doing four-wheel drive.
Yeah, so it'll be a simple sort of CRV system, Freelander viscous.
What sort of horsepower roughly you going to try and run?
Hope for 7.
Sky's the limit.
Yeah, I think that's the aim, about 700.
And where are you coming to do a review once it's done?
Of course.
Yeah, definitely.
How much boost you running? Obviously you said high boost, 600, just over 600 horsepower.
That's right. It's about 25 or 27 PSI round about.
Yeah, it's about 25 PSI.
About 25.
Okay,
so.
Perfect. And then low boost?
It's 8 PSI.
And how much does that give you?
About 377.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what do you drive it on most of the time?
I've got to say, low boost. I can't even lie to you. It's low.
High boost. And then just run us through the specs on the engine because it's not stock. You've opened it up and you've forged pistons, forged rods.
Open deck, Aries pistons, stock compression, skunk 2 rods, skunk 2 valve springs with titanium retainers.
Nice.
Nothing major. I mean, everything has been refreshed, new timing chain, oil pump, everything's ACL race bearings.
And quite small hands to work on it.
There's like a method. You've got to take one thing off to get to another. So it's like this off first, and then like if you've got a turbo, you've just got to take it off. And to get to the throttle body, it's an absolute
ball ache.
Oh mate, honestly, it's horrible.
Stock cams?
Yeah, stock cams, stock valve size, everything else. It's literally just the retainers and springs.
Any work on it, any sort of port and polishing and stuff, just as it left the factory?
No, as you know, in fact, the engine was really healthy. I bought a whole car actually with, it was a throttle body EP3. Really nice car.
That's obviously a turbo ski down there. Funk Motorsport exhaust blanket, heat wrap on the manifold as well. It's actually a very, very short exhaust system. I mean, it's not a downpipe, it's really like a straight pipe, comes straight off the back of the exhaust housing, and then it literally comes here, and then out the back.
That was a really late night decision. This exhaust was built at like midnight basically.
Yeah, but in fairness to the guy, you have to give him credit, like Dina RW, it does amazing work.
My one question, obviously rear mounted intercooler, there isn't sort of any ducting at the moment. What's it like for sort of getting air into the cooler?
As it is, not great, but we've got water injection, so I've got a tank in the front, an Aquamist system, comes on with boost. As soon as you put your foot down, the intake temperature drops straight down, so no issues at all. Yeah.
Got a rear strut brace, which is nice, which connects up to the sort of back of the car here. And you were saying you've also got quite a lot of under chassis bracing as well?
There's some under chassis bracing, there's some at the front as well, so it's all the way through.
This is the company that made all of the bracing.
It's got pickup points, and so it does you know, a lot of stiffening. Without them, it's a 9-day difference.
Fueling side, obviously you've got the Haltech ECU, lovely bit of kit. I can see you've got an adjustable fuel pressure regulator from Cytec.
Yep.
What about the injectors?
So it's got ID 1050s, the injectors,
Quite big, yeah.
quite a decent makeup. It's got a swirl pot in there as well, with I think a 450 in the tank, which feeds that, so plenty of fuel in. Injectors are only about 65, 70 cycles. So it's
Cooling side, rads in the front, which we'll go through in a second. You have got an oil cooler, if you can sort of, I don't know if you guys can see it, there's an oil cooler just down there. AN fittings, a little bit of braided line and a catch can sort of sitting here. Oil filter, I guess, is still in the stock position, which actually looks quite convenient for the MR2. I see you've got 2 fans here. I guess that's to actually take heat away from the engine.
Yeah, plus you'll also see this piece here, this sort of
oh yeah, I see, yeah.
Basically what Turbo kept melting the 2 cam sensors that are there. So on track days we were literally, after a session, looking and all the plugs were starting to melt. So since doing the 2 changes, we've not had any issues. We've done 2 days since and no problems at all.
What about the coil packs and the spark plugs?
Just stock coil packs and some NGK plugs. So this, what numbers are they? 9?
9. Okay, so a slightly colder heat range. Okay, cool. We're going to open the hood, or the bonnet as you'd call it in the UK, and we'll check out the radiator. Is that the tank for the meth?
Yeah.
Okay, it's quite a sizable tank as well.
Yeah, previous ECU we had, honestly, it would not start the car. You'd have to like jump it, you know, put all sorts of things on there and find it at the start. Hence, it's got a transit battery, I think it is in there.
Okay, I was going to say, that is that's bigger than my Volvo battery. If you are considering, if you want to buy a lightweight battery, I can only recommend Deadweight Industries. They make some really, they're British made, and they make some fantastic batteries. I'll put their Instagram down here. They do actually sponsor me, so it's not a shameless plug. The batteries are next level, super light, and if you want to buy a sick battery, have a look. Water meth pump, Midship motor, so like an uprated aluminium radiator. We've got a strut brace up front, same company, and then these coilos, they look like, are they yellow speed?
Yeah, yellow speed competition spec. The whole car's got poly bushes, and there's a couple of bearings that you get, some metal ones all brand new as well, so everything's been replaced and upgraded. And
wheels and tyres, I can see you've got a Proxy 888 semi-slicks, so a really nice sort of sticky tyre.
Porsche Boxster brakes, I've got the adapters from Poland. I think it's Mini Cooper S discs as well. Cool. So really simple to fit, you know, really easy, straight bolt-on stuff.
And braking's good. I mean, what does this car actually weigh? They're very light, aren't they?
Just under a ton, so about 980 kilos.
So it's like 600 brake per ton. And the wheels, are they like Rega Masters?
No, I wish.
Are they?
Yeah, they're road to slips.
Okay.
They are. So they're
like a replica.
Yeah, replica. 16x8s front and rear. 225 45 16s and 245 45 16s.
Okay, so like a slightly wider tyre on the back. Gearbox is an EP3 box. You were saying with a strengthened third and fourth gear set?
Yeah, strengthened third and fourth gear set. And it's got a couple of custom gears in there for like an Accord, just to like get the ratios where we want them. So
happy days. Yeah. What sort of top speed can you do in this?
I depend on tyre size, but it's just above like 170ish.
Okay. I mean, MR2s do have that rep, especially the SW20 have all that lift-off oversteer. What's it actually like to drive?
I think it's also got white line anti-roll bars on there, so it's not bad at all. I know the Mark 2s, like I say, are much worse, but I think the Mark 3 is quite a sorted chassis. It's not as bad as everyone thinks, but you seem to be, you know, people say, oh, the lift-off overs, the snap oversteer. Most of the time,
bit of internet hit
a little bit. I think a lot of people got terrible tyres on there, not experienced with rear-wheel drive cars.
And warm bushes. Obviously, these cars are quite old now. They wear out over time.
20-year-old car, isn't it? So there's a lot of issues.
These actually come with ducts from factory to obviously allow air into the engine, but you've actually sort of put these extended ducts on just to obviously take it just to get a bit more air into the engine bay.
Yeah, some more air into the engine bay on that side, and this side obviously got the oil cooler, so does help a little bit there. So.
Okay, cool. Yeah. And we didn't actually sort of see the intake. Is it K&N?
I think it's K&N on this one.
Yeah, cool. Long term, do you reckon you'll add sort of like aero and stuff, like sort of diffusers? I think you sort of mentioned you've got a TRD body kit.
Yeah, I've got the full kit, so I've got the front splitter, side skirts, and the 2 little corner spats for it. I just need to get them painted and put them on. I've had them since I bought the car, actually.
Pop into the interior. First thing to say is that obviously they're quite compact.
Yeah.
They're quite small, but it's a nice sort of, probably quite a nice environment to be in.
Yeah, I mean, it's big enough for a 6 foot plus person, so it's not too bad. It's cosy.
Yeah.
There's enough leg room for, you know,
to be
taller
sort of
peoples.
comfortable and stuff. Yeah. We've got bucket seats. You've got a Motormech Evo 2 on the driver's side, and then passenger side.
An Evo 1. It's just a bit slimmer than that one. It just gives me a bit more room.
Okay. You got it's just to get your bum in
The
it.
big boy seat there.
You've got a snap-off steering wheel
Personal.
and a personal wheel, which are really lovely. I do like those. You've got your Haltech digital dash display, lovely bit of kit, and the Haltech ECUs as well, fabulous bit of kit.
That's it.
And the shifter.
I'd say a K20 shifter, but not quite a K20 shifter, but literally just mounted in DC5 replica cables that goes through the firewall, through the back, and you can see the ECU there as well.
Oh yeah, crazy. That's the ECU. Yeah. If you look behind here, you can just about see the surge tank as well. I guess with these, the only thing it's limiting is this amount of space to work
That's
with.
it. There's no room for any like suitcases or anything in this.
Yeah. What's this little display up here?
So that's just for the water meth. Everything else is on the dashboard, but
Okay.
water meth flow, you can see it when you come on to boost, it'll light up.
And it's got a it tells you how much is left in it and stuff.
It's got a low like warning light, but it's also got a flow gauge, so it'll tell you how much, because it's progressive. So
Cool.
it's not just on and off. It'll show you as it's ramping in. You can run it without, but the intake temperatures will spike up anyway. So there's no meth in there. It's just straight water.
Yeah.
So no fueling from it.
Hopefully that gives you guys a nice little technical explanation of this absolutely mental build. We're gonna go out for a little spin in a bit. John's gonna be sensible to start with. It is probably quite crazy. Like the boy said, the car is actually pretty rigid and it's got some nice handling characteristics, but with 600 horsepower, it's gonna be pretty mad. Send it. Horsepower again, low boost?
About 370-ish.
370, okay. So we'll try out a low boost for a little bit. We'll get some temperature into the tyres, guys, and see what the chassis is all about, and then we'll wind it up to high boost a little bit later on. Very pointed steering,
It's really is.
Yeah, it's got great sort of steering response, and really nice sort of driving position. You're nice and snug, and you've got kind of everything around you, and the seat feels quite comfortable as well. What's it like sort of doing long distance?
I've done 3.5 hours, absolutely fine. Not bad.
Yeah, it doesn't give you. The one thing I made a mistake, I drove that Evo all around Europe in a bucket seat. Oh my god!
No.
And after it's alright for 3 or 4 hours. When you start going 8, 9, 10 hours, it's like really starting to give me bad backache. So that's the only sort of downside to driving in that car. Very linear. That's a nice power setting, man. Oh man, it's lovely. Great throttle response as well.
Crisp,
When does it come on boost?
About 3.5, 4.
Okay, cool.
And revs to about 8.5, 8.6. So.
Okay, so it's quite responsive. That was sick, guys. That's lovely power. That feels fast, man. It's
awesome,
such a small, light car, man. It absolutely rips. Geometry and stuff. Are you running like any sort of different camber settings?
Yeah, I think it's about 2-ish degrees front and rear camber. So
negative
camber. Yeah,
just to make it a little bit more sort of pointy.
Yeah, a bit more pointy, a bit more track friendly.
I guess in sort of even in factory form, these are quite sort of darty, even as they come out.
They are definitely
out of the box.
It's mainly the steering because it's so light and such a sharp steering. You know.
Sure, man, We'll do a little start. This is low boost. Yeah. Has it got launch control?
Yeah, it's got launch control.
So I just put my foot down.
If you want to, I've never tried it, but you can.
That's mad. So like
Spools it up the turbo.
It's got some grip. That was really sick. I'm taking it you've got like custom drive shafts?
Yeah, you have custom drive shafts. They're quite easy to find. Someone supplies them for you. Straight fit, basically.
I love this car. K20
bodies are fabulous.
Popping and banging, that is it.
Had a bit of a flamey.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. How do you feel? I can feel what's it like being a passenger?
It's a fast car.
No, isn't it, man? When you're a driver,
It's different.
it always gives you a different perspective.
Completely different.
Yeah, because you kind of you're sort of ingrained in the car, but this is really super quick. We haven't even touched like this. Just going to bring you guys a few turbo noises. Sounds great.
Little race. It's a lot of horsepower, 600.
That was sick, man. And they had quite a big gap.
Absolute legend.
Come on. Shake my hand, man. So that was basically a stop. They said, what did they say? 580, they said.
Yeah, that's it.
Obviously got a twin horsepower gearbox, but kind of shows you guys how fast this car really is. The temps are a little bit higher, so we're just going to let it cool down for a little bit.
I think he's interested.
I think you nailed that Tesla, surely.
Probably, I
I
thought.
mean, Teslas are fast, but they're so walking.
Yeah.
That was a good launch.
It was
That was like 3 seconds, I reckon.
not bad at all.
Literally next level. We kind of just stopped. Let John, who's running to the bushes, he's going to chill out for a little bit because this car is on another level. It's 600 brake per ton, and the grip levels. I thought it was going to be all over the place and kind of struggling for traction, but apart from really first gear, it doesn't actually really wheel spin. It really does hold the power down, and yeah, it's a firm. I might even give it a 32 out of 10 because it is just. I can't even describe it, guys. Next level.
I want to say a massive thanks
Thank you, man. Thank you for
massive
having
thanks
us.
for coming down. Honestly, it's blown my world, this car. I really want an MR2 Roadster with a K20 now. Even a stock one would be absolutely ridiculous, but this just takes craziness to a whole new level. I'm going to chuck its Instagram down here so you guys can give him a cheeky little follow progress of the build. And I'm also going to chuck Kino's Instagram down here as well, because he's obviously been quite a big part of the build as well. And you guys are our brothers from another mother.
That's it, yeah.
Obviously extremely good friends. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this cheeky little instalment. It's been a real pleasure driving this car. Next up, we're going to be doing a cheeky little review on Kino's 640 brake Civics. It'll be nice to see the contrast between this rear-wheel drive and that, obviously a little bit more power front-wheel drive. No doubt it's going to be absolutely mental. As I always say, make sure you give the video a like. It really helps the algorithm. Check out my Patreon. I think the guys will tell you I make very little on YouTube, and without actually your support on Patreon, I won't be able to keep it going. So please, I'm not trying to play my violin, but I really do need support. One of the best cars I've ever driven.